Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, MUHerd37. So first off, sorry if I sound a little weird, a little under the weather and everything with the whole winter coming in and everything, but I'll carry you through. And on this flight, we're up in Juneau. We haven't been in Juneau before, and we've got a base there. I've got awesome scenery, FTX, Orbex, whatever you want to call it. The Juneau airport, which is just awesome. Also, we've got the region from FTX up here, so it's really great scenery. So I'm glad that we finally got up there. And we're actually going to be flying the other Airbus, our second one, which is the Royal Jordanian livery. It's a decent livery. It's not as good as I thought it would be. It's just, I don't know, I just don't really like it a whole lot, but it's nice. But we're going to be flying over to Anchorage. I've actually been up here. I tried to fly one, it was like Williams Lake, Canada or something, but I've been having some problems and everything, so I've been having the other pilots fly. And plus, I haven't had a whole lot of time this week, past couple weeks really, to do a whole lot of flying, but we're going to get this one done. Like I said, this is Juneau to Anchorage. There's actually two of them. I'm going to do this one and then probably hand it off to the other pilot and have them fly the next one up here. But then we might take this one after that, after he's done, or she, or whoever it is. I guess it's just she. Flight, can we, yeah, this is a long enough runway, 10,000 feet. It's actually longer than I thought it would be. Then she can fly this one over here, then pick up this one over to Fairbanks. Yeah, we got those are really long runways. I'm kind of surprised. But we're flying to Anchorage. It's got two good-sized runways itself. It's only got one ILS, but it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and fly this thing. It's a little overweight, but only overweight if you consider full fuel, which you don't have to take full fuel, in which case it's not overweight at all. Only about 3,000 pounds or so. Well, we'll go ahead and that should be plenty of fuel. It's only 490 miles, but I like to keep it some extra fuel just because you never know if we're going to have to go around or anything. Or whatever could happen. So let's get this thing loaded up. It's only got two large ramps. We'll go with this one right here. So I will meet you at the plane. Alright everybody, here we are. The airport. Royal Jordanian. See, it's not a bad library, but I don't know, there's something about it. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's so dark. I don't know what the, I don't know, it's not bad. It's not my favorite, obviously. Where'd that plane just go? You can still hear him. There he is. So we'll go ahead and get into the cockpit. Get everything ready. By the way, we're going to Anchorage, but it's not, it's Elmendorf Air Force Base, so it's not like the international airport, by the way. I should have pointed that out. So we're doing it up here. Turn on our external power. Turn on our batteries. Put these on nav. Turn on the emergency lights, or armor, I should say. Get our panels all turned on. Alright. Come down here. Alright, everything's on. Oh, parking brake. We keep forgetting the parking brake. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Kind of important. Although we do have trucks under us right now, so. Alright, align the IRSs, and we are taking off from Juneau. It's PAJN. We're going to PAED. I'm glad it's in there. I'm so scared now because I tried to go to Yuma that one time, and it was like, there's no Yuma. Alright. Cruise altitude. We're going to go to 32,000 feet. Cost index of 20. YouTube Transport 37 will be our flight number. Alright, let's go over to our flight plan. Departure. We'll be taking off from runway 26. I'll get my notepad out here. See, it doesn't have the correct SIDS and stars on the Airbus. I keep updating the ARAC cycle, but these aren't even right, so I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. So we're going to go direct to SSR. Alright, now from SSR we are going to take the Juliet 501 airway. Crap. No, I'm sorry. J541 before that. Yeah, the J541 over to Yak. Alright, then from Yak we're going to take the Juliet 501. Over to JOH. Then we're going to take the J133. Over to TED, which is the Anchorage International Airport, named after what, can't remember, Ted Stevens. He was the long-serving senator. That's it. Anchorage arrival. We're going to be landing on ILS runway 6. What in the world? Why are there two ILS? I don't know. There's no difference. Take the Y. I have no idea what the difference would be. And we're not using a star. All the stars were like, the beginning points were like hundreds of miles away. It was like, what? And also on the other side of the airport. So we're going to have to like fly by the airport and everything. And by like at least 100, 150 miles. So it made absolutely no sense why the hell we would do that. So no star. Alright. Go over to performance. 1 on the flaps. The pressure is 1011 there at Anchorage. And the temp, let's see, I don't know. Somebody was gave me a message the other day. See, like this is all in Celsius. And when I put the thing in, like we were going to the Bahamas. And I put in 53, which if it was 53 Celsius, it'd be like 130 something Fahrenheit. But at the same time, it's the Bahamas. It's not 53 degrees in the Fahrenheit. It's gonna be way hotter than that. So I really don't get it. So I'll stick with Celsius. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I know. 1 degree Fahrenheit or Celsius would make sense because it's Juneau. It's freaking cold. Alright, but with that, we'll go ahead and give it to Betty and Charles, and they'll get us going some more.
Okay, let's start with the cockpit preparation checklist. Both on.
Electrical power.
External power on.
Navigation lights.
Whoever take this to plan.
Engine master.
Just go
Both
through
off.
it.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
Landing gear lever.
Checked.
Parking brake.
Is on.
There we go. See, we'll fly
Checked
up and
position.
around.
Speed brake lever.
Check.
Everything looks
retracted.
good.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Transponder mode.
Check standby.
Radio control panel.
Set on.
Beacon recall.
Check.
Set this to 32,000.
Is on.
Flight director.
Is on.
Emergency lights.
Checked arm.
No smoking signs.
Set on.
Anti-ice.
Are off.
Curve window heat.
Is off.
Air condition.
Checked.
Ventilation panel.
Checked.
Electric panel.
Checked.
Fuel pumps.
Set on.
Hydraulics.
Checked.
Active brake pressure.
Come on, Charles and Betty.
Set.
Ground proximity warning system.
Are on.
Electronic flight control system.
Is on.
ADIRS.
Checked. Checked.
Checklist complete.
Checklist complete. Gotta go over here and close the doors. And they'll continue.
Before start checklist.
Windows and doors.
Closed and locked.
APU.
Set on.
APU bleed.
Set on.
External power.
Disconnected and off.
Incoming signs.
Set on.
Thrust lever.
Idle.
Parking brake.
Is on.
Barrel reference.
1015.
1015. Check. Beacon lights.
Set on.
Checklist complete.
Alright, obviously we're not going to be pushed back because we're at the end of the airport. We're going to have to try and fit through here. So, no pushback, just start up.
Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead.
We should be able to fit through there.
ATC clearance.
By the way,
for
if you just
start
look at the
and taxi
airport-
received.
Actually, we'll do that after this because I'll miss those messages. But the airport is just beautiful, man. Orbex, FTX, it's just beautiful. And you can see these static
Ground
aircraft.
equipment and stairs clear.
Aircraft is
Doors
from them.
closed and wheel shocks removed.
It just
Start both engines.
such an awesome airport.
Is okay.
Alright, switch this over, engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
Like I say, this airport is from FTX or Orbex, and so is the region. And it's really well done. It's got all the mountains. It's kind of fun to like take a small plane up here like a Baron or a Cessna and go and fly up in the mountains. It's really just great scenery all the way around. The airport just adds to it.
Engine 2 is stabilized.
Alright, engine 1.
Starting number 1.
Engine 1 is stabilized.
Alright, switch this over.
Okay, good start of both engines and all systems are nominal. Everything is clear. So signal to the right, please. Thank you, guys.
Roger, good start. All clear signals at the right. Have a good flight.
Alright, wait on them.
Let's proceed with the after start checklist.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
APU bleed.
I'm just looking at the map
Set
of
off.
the other airport. Man, that is huge.
Set off.
Ground spoilers.
Set.
Rudder trim.
Check 0.
Pitch trim.
Rudder trim.
Set.
Flight controls.
Alright, all the way to the left. I've been having some trouble every
left.
once in a while with this,
Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
So sometimes with the joystick, this happened recently, I would like
Flaps
it would
1
go full left like that, but
are off.
full right it would go flying way over. It's
Check.
like a,
Beacon door cage.
and full left wasn't fully quite over,
Check.
so it's really odd.
Received.
You can't hardly fly like that. Anytime you went left, you'd have to go hard left, and it would take forever to turn, and this wasn't really good. Alright, put on our taxi lights since they don't do that. Alright, parking brake is off. Go slow so we can try and fit ourselves through here. Although I think the damage and everything is turned off, so we won't actually hurt anything if we do touch them. Of course, Air Hauler does notice
Taxiing checklist.
There's a helicopter over there. Couple,
Nose lights.
just awesome
Taxi.
freaking airport.
Thrust levers.
As required.
Brake checks.
Is that like a Coast Guard helicopter or something?
Press pedal. Checked. 0.
Check. Auto brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
X.
Alright, continue on our taxi.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Check. TO complete.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Alright, go to the end of the runway. We're going all the way to the left. Runway 26. Take us just a little bit to go there. There's only one runway. And runway 26, you got a little more open area, as you can see right here. If you're landing on runway 26, you got those mountains and everything to fly by. I was actually, the other day when I was flying out of here, we had an AI plane come in over the mountains, and he absolutely just came in. So I was thinking, like, there's no way he's going to land. He's so high. And he just came over here and absolutely just dropped right onto the runway. Just completely would have killed everybody on board. And of course, but, you know, he just taxied on and then off the runway. I guess AI can't really crash. He was so high. It's kind of weird. Like, you'd think if you weren't going to land here, you just come through the valley and then make your turn. But he just came straight over those mountains. I mean, he was just so high. Kind of ridiculous. See all these planes over here? Just Cessnas lined up. And there's a bunch of other aircraft, float aircraft. I think it's down at the other end of the runway, actually. They've got a ton of, yeah, floating aircraft. FTX or Orbx did a really good job on this airport. But they do that on every freaking airport. The only crappy thing is it's all their scenery is more intensive on your video card and computer. But ours, handle it pretty well. It should. Just only eight months old. By the way, you'll notice I started up a Farming Simulator 15 series. If you haven't checked that out, you might want to check that out. Having fun with it. It sounds so boring. Like, why would you want to play a game like that? But that's what I always thought. Then I actually watched somebody play it. I was kind of like, let me give that a try. And it's just a really fun, addictive game. It's the kind of game I like. You know, take something and build upon it. It's kind of like Air Hauler, you know. We had to take this small little company and build it up, and that's just how it is in Farming Simulator. Small farm, build it up.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
Brake pads.
Are off.
Engine mode selector.
Check.
Alright, no one's coming.
TA and RA tilde above.
Exterior lights.
I hope I didn't just see a flashing light down there.
Cables.
Stowed.
Stowed. Checklist complete.
It was just those flashing from the runway. Alright. Charles and Betty are ready. I'm ready. Let's go ahead and take off. There's the throttles. Alright, stabilized up to flex.
Okay, let's go. Take off.
FMA check. Power set.
Check.
One on the left. A little to the right. And I've noticed here, it's really hard to gain altitude and speed. As you can see, I'm pulling way back.
Gear up.
You can see our airspeed is like dangerously freaking low. But it's really hard to gain altitude and speed here.
Gears up, lights off.
We were just barely over the trees. I'm trying to keep it in the box like you're supposed to. It's just really hard to gain altitude and speed, like I said. Alright, tell you what, we'll go ahead and click this thing in the autopilot and we'll take a look outside.
Autopilot
We
is
got
on.
good scenery. See, it's even leveling it out. It's hard to gain altitude up here, man. The higher elevations. Beautiful water. Looks really good in the mountains too. Kinda dark and gray out. Alright. Now you can see we're finally gaining some airspeed. Obviously nose down a lot. About time to get the flaps up. There we go. So I'll put this in climb thrust. There we go.
After takeoff checklist.
I'll let them finish their
Check
little
normal.
list.
Set. Check retracted. Gear up, lights off.
Exterior lights.
Set off. Both on.
Anti-lights.
Are off.
T-cap.
Checked.
Altimeter.
1015.
1015. Check is complete.
Alright, now that they're done, we'll go ahead and speed this up. I'll actually take a look outside first. Oh, is that some lightning or is that just... Alright, we'll go ahead and speed it up. Everybody, I'll be back in just a bit.
Lights off. Barrel reference set. Cross-check. Descent preparation checklist is on. Are off. Receive. Standard. Set. Initiating descent. Radar tilt.
Traffic.
Aero reference set. Cross check. 1011.
0.
Approach checklist.
VCAM status.
Checked.
Alright, everybody, slow it down as we're 10,000 feet. They're going through their approach
Check.
checklist. So let's go over here.
Checked.
Performance.
Checked. 1011.
Alright,
1, 0, 1.
as you can see, it's 174 feet. And we'll be there at 22:14, so that's about 7 minutes or so.
Flight attendants, please prepare
Make
for
sure
landing.
that this is... I have a feeling that might switch us back to 4X before too long. Keeps doing that. By the way, I've kind of noticed one thing about this plane. If you're not flying to an airport that has ILS, a lot of times they end up flying you way too high. I've noticed that a couple times, just coming into an airport and it doesn't have ILS, and by the time you turn off autopilot, it's got you way too high. I'm not sure why it does that. Kind of a frustrating thing. Let's take a look out over the city. Big ass mountains. Surrounding Anchorage. Take another look out when we get a little closer. We don't have the clouds there.
Flaps 1.
I have no idea how big Anchorage is, but by the looks of it, it's kind of big. Well, bigger than I thought. So the airport right over to the right. See if we can get a look. There it is. To the actually not to the right. I don't know what that. There's another small airport somewhere around here, in between the international airport and the Air Force Base. I'm not sure if that's it or not. But somewhere around here, there's another small airport. That could even be it. I'm not sure. There's Anchorage straight ahead. Alright. We'll speed it up a little bit. We're gonna go out over the ocean and make our way back. It's like a fairly big runway, both of them. The other airport over here is a gravel airport, so I'm not sure exactly what it is. Probably just some like municipal airport or something for the non-commercial planes. Although you wouldn't figure Anchorage would be all that busy, so why wouldn't they just use it? Not really sure. Alright, so we're 7.3 miles away, but we'll have to. We're going to go out further, so I believe that's just thinking this because it's to the side of us. Because it doesn't have the next waypoints in the flight plan. You can see we're 4.5 away from, what was that, Cosis? Three and a half now, and we'll make our turn. And I believe it's straight to the airport. Alright, still a little ways out. Let's take a look now and see if... Alright, so 22:16 now, so 3 minutes. Did our lights just come on inside or something? It's kind of bright. Alright, so we're about 12 and a half miles away from the airport now. Alright, that's probably us right there. I'm gonna go ahead and slow this thing back down. Actually, what's this? That could be the other airport, I guess. Yeah, we've got to be this one right here. Alright. Under 2,900 feet. Take a look outside. Alaska is just awesome. Just an awesome area. Although the only thing would suck, that water is so cold basically year round. All the mountains, everything, beautiful place. Alright, we should have hit the localizer probably already. Approach. Alright, so I don't think you've got auto land on this. Okay, it does. Cat 3. I don't know if Charles and Betty are working today, because they haven't...
Flaps 2.
Alright. Sometimes they stop working. I've noticed. I've had that a time or two where they just stop in the middle of the flight. They just don't work anymore.
Gear down.
Alright, they are working. Beautiful.
Flaps 3.
Black 3.
Traffic, traffic.
Flight slope. Flight slope.
Flaps full.
Flight slope.
Why are we going so low again?
Flight slope.
Landing checklist.
Alright, I'm gonna take
Flight
over.
slope.
Down and locked. 3
Flight
green.
slope.
Ground spoilers.
Checked arm.
Flight slope.
Medium.
Exterior lights.
Flight
Okay,
slope.
here we are.
Go around altitude.
Daggone it! Alright,
Set.
Landing memo.
Checked. No blue.
Checklist complete.
sometimes also those auto throttles come on if you advance the throttles to a certain area. That's what I thought just happened again. Luckily it didn't. Because then it ended up, we'll end up overshooting the airport really bad when that happens. We got way too much speed, by the way.
400.
Looking good so far.
200 minimum.
A little
Landing.
high.
$100.
Flight slope.
That came in too
50,
high.
Flight slope.
40, 30, 20, 10, retard 5,
Yeah, a little long. Does it get any more gentle than that?
Reverse green. 70 knots.
Alright, we'll go on to the next one. Could have probably turned there, but... The heck? I didn't want to... Well, they have gates at there.
After landing checklist.
Oh, what is this? Sound messed up?
Exterior lights.
Alright, now I'm ready. So I don't know why this... It's every once in a while this happens with the sound. Like it got switched or something. No, come on, it's behind us? Really? 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 Yeah, way behind us. We're gonna have a long taxi. That was one hell of a gentle landing. Like I said, I switched, I'm not gonna pitch up so daggone much. And that seemed like to really help, because normally I would come in and just pitch the hell out of the plane, I think, is my problem. And then we end up getting altitude, and then we stall
Exterior lights.
and fall. But that time, you know, I took it a lot more gentle. I think that really helped. Actually, I know that really helped. That was a really good landing. A little long, because we were high. Some military planes down there. Yeah, that felt really good.
Exterior lights.
Come on, Charles. She wants the exterior lights on. So is he hitting our exterior lights or what?
Exterior lights.
See, she keeps saying that, but he ain't doing nothing. Is this what she wants? Heck on it, Charles. Can't do my job and yours, buddy. I don't know if that's even what she wanted.
Exterior lights.
That wasn't what she wanted. Taxi. That should be good. Well, our beacon is still on. Oh, that's alright. There's the short what I'm thinking of.
Exterior lights.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell she wants. I don't know. Alright, so I don't know where they've got us, man. What? It's once again, you know,
Exterior lights.
taxi to the farthest place away. So I don't know if I did the flaps by myself. I don't know if that cut him out. Would that be a problem? I don't know, because they haven't turned the APU on either.
Exterior lights.
Let me see if I can skip that.
Ground spoilers.
Yeah, Charles, what's wrong, man?
Set off.
Engine mode selector.
Check
There
normal.
he's going.
Flaps.
Check retracted.
Takeoff.
Now he's not saying anything again. Come on, Charles. Get your game together, pal. So we need that APU on as
Check.
well.
APU.
Come on, man.
Set on.
Checklist complete.
We have to get the APU bleed on. Landing lights are on. That actually might have been what she was complaining about, the external lights. Sorry this taxi's taking so long now that I have to keep looking up. I don't know if the APU blue was supposed to be on or not. They usually turn it on after the APU's on, so... What is that red vehicle? Looks like a freaking race car from here. I guess that's the conveyor. It looked like a freaking race car from here. Alright, I'd say we're pretty good from here. Why is there, like, this is a military airport. Why is there, like, luggage carts and stuff? That's kind of odd. Parking brakes on. I believe it's saying to cut off the fuel. I'm gonna come over here.
Parking checklist.
Parking brake and trucks.
Well, parking brakes on, but the trucks aren't. I don't know why we're having problems all of a sudden. Like, he won't do all of his stuff. Very odd.
Parking brake and trucks.
Now we can't even skip. Alright, this has gotten a little ridiculous. Alright, turn off the APU.
Parking brake and trucks.
We don't have any external power available, do we? Alright, all the fuel pumps are off. Let's go ahead and turn the batteries off as well.
brake in trucks.
She's still trying to get it. Turn all our lights off, all the batteries off, so we shouldn't have it anyway. Alright, everything's good enough. I don't know the full sequence, and obviously they're not going to do the full sequence. So let's go ahead and move on over to Air Hauler.
Parking brake in trucks.
Alright, everybody, here we are. Go ahead and unload this. By the way, didn't mention how much we're getting paid. We were getting paid really good for this. It was like 400 some grand. That's why I'm gonna have them fly back to freaking Juneau, just to pick up that other load, man. The other load pays almost as good. And I bet that's a really cool... I'm almost thinking, like, should I film that? Should I... I mean, I would have to go... I don't know. Could do that as an FSX flight now that I think about it. And then the next video would just be us doing the exact same flight. I don't know if you all would enjoy that or not. I know we'll have this posted up in time enough to find out. Anyway, I'll have to think about that, because we'd have to get that going. I don't have a ton of time, because there's other flights so that connecting over here which have to be done. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and check this out. Finances, monthly overhead is 98. I'm not sure why it increased. Did we buy something? Oh, it used to be 95. I'm not sure why we have 3 million. I did add a couple bases, or one or two bases, but not $3 million worth. Unless we bought another plane. I can't keep track. Alright, but yeah, 450 million in the bank. Let's check out that flight log. This is a greaser, 162. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. I think that was, yeah, my big problem is I pitch up too high. I pull back too hard on the stick, and you really don't need to, and that ends up, you know, pitching us too much. It says max pitch 22, but I don't know. I don't think that's just landing. Touchdown pitch, not see, like 0.8 different, and then look at that, 1.3 different, which was our first flight. I don't know if it'll tell us. Yeah, this one. Touchdown was okay. Let's look at the. Sorry, but I want to kind of look at this. Touchdown pitch 4.5, so we were still half as much, but that was a greaser, and that was just okay. I don't know. It seemed really good to me. It was a greaser. We came down really gentle. Alright, well, anyway, everybody, that's it for this episode. I don't know what we're going to do on the next. I kind of want to just film it coming back, because, as I understand, that's a really cool looking approach, because you're coming in between the mountains and everything, so I don't know what we'll do. But anyway, that'll be it for this episode, everybody. I'll see what I'm going to do. And I will see you on the next flight.